Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hardwell.
Bonjour, bienvenue à tout le monde. J'ai à mes côtés le DJ de tous les records. Il est l'un des artistes les plus talentueux de sa génération. Il fait danser les foules aux quatre coins de la planète et il est là pour nous offrir un concert d'anthologie ce soir sur la scène de l'OLM. On a 20 minutes de conférence, donc à vos questions. Merci.
Hello, Hardwell. Welcome in Morocco and in the Mawazine Festival. I am Sania Lamy and I am working with the Mawazine's communication crew. I have two questions from your fans. The first question, are you preparing a new album? And the second question, what advice can you give to the beginner DJs? Thank you.
The first question, yes, I'm working on a second album. This is actually one of my first shows in the last 6 weeks because I've been in the studio working on ideas for the second album. And yeah, the best advice I can get for DJs that begin, at this point there are a lot of DJs in the scene. I think the most important thing right now is make your own music, because by your own music you can separate yourself from the other DJs and be more original than other DJs. Like a lot of guys can mix records from other DJs, but what makes you stand out is your own music. And I think that's the most important thing, being a producer and make your own tracks.
Hi Hardwell, my name is Razi Khalil from Radio Johara in Tunisia. So I would like to ask you two questions. The first one about your performance tonight. Would you play an Arabic song, some remix from an Arabic song? Why not Morocco?
I would definitely do that. I have no clue which song to play though. So yeah, if you can give me a song, I would definitely play it. If you can give me a song, we'll definitely play it 100%.
Yes, it would be nice.
Okay, sure.
The second question is, how come that the majority of the famous DJs around the world are Dutch? Like Tiesto, Armin van Buuren, you?
I think that the reason why there's so many Dutch successful DJs is that Holland always embraced dance music since the very first day. In a lot of countries around the world, even America, dance music was always kind of an underground music style. They only played it in like really small clubs. While in Holland, it's been on the radio, it's been in supermarkets, it's been everywhere. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why Holland has so many great festivals, so many great concerts, from Sensation to like even the hardstyle festivals. It's huge in Holland, dance music. And for me, I grew up listening to Chesto and Armin van Buuren because they were always on the radio, they were always on television. And since Holland always embraced dance music, I think that's one of the reasons why so many kids got inspired making dance music. And it keeps it keeps continuing every generation, you know. Yeah, Chesto, Armin van Buuren, myself, now you have like guys like Martin Garrix, Oliver Heldens, so it keeps continuing every generation. Everybody gets inspired by dance music, and I think it's a beautiful music style, so why not?
Hi, I'm Hardwell Saeed from Abu Dhabi in Dubai. We saw you in Dubai a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Great show.
Thank you.
In terms of just your new album, really interested in that perspective. You know, getting to two questions. In terms of the first one, is that dance music has become kind of more, dance now today's pop.
Yeah,
know? Yeah, so
correct.
Yeah, so it's out in the basement, it's out in the garage, now it's in stadiums and arenas. I mean, but one thing about your career is that you've always been kind of, you know, like in that kind of EDM lane. Can we see you perhaps doing like a Calvin Harris, perhaps, like kind of working kind of, you know, with, you know, like the sprinkling of EDM dust, you know, on kind of people like Rihanna and others, because basically that sound right now is pretty hot.
I know. Well, I never say never. On my first album, I had a collaboration with Jason Derulo, which I really enjoyed working with a pop artist. But for some reason, I always wanted to stick true to my genre. And with my genre, I have no clue how to describe exactly my music style. But in the end, when I make a track, I have to perform the track. I have to play the track in my DJ set. So I always try to find the right combination between a radio-friendly record and a record that actually works on the dance floor. And yeah, for the second album, there are definitely more pop-orientated dance songs on the album. I'm working even on a more hip-hop song for the album, so I'm exploring different genres to keep it more interesting. But whatever happens, you will always hear the Hardwell signature song.
Just a second question regarding that. You always tour also very heavily, and you don't mind touring. I mean, just looking back, like, you know, a few months ago we saw, you know, sometimes the rigors of touring can affect DJs, like Avicii, you know.
Yeah.
He made the right choice to kind of step away. I mean, is that something as well that you kind of think about? Because am I touring too much? Am I pushing my body too much?
No, I think myself and my management, we have a really close connection if it comes to, you know, taking your rest and scheduling some studio time. As I just mentioned, this is literally my third show in 6 weeks, because I've been in the studio working on music, and I had definitely some days off that I basically did nothing, just chill out and actually catch up on some sleep. And I think I definitely need those 6 weeks before like my whole hectic summer schedule starts again with the Ibiza residency and everything. And I keep like traveling all around the world, and that continues for like 3 months. And after those 3 months, I go on vacation again. And I think finding the perfect balance between studio time and touring around the world, that, you know, the hardest part about it is that it's not work for me. You know, I love it so much to tour around the world and work on music that my body never gets tired. But on a certain level, you have like a meltdown. So it's really hard to, you know, to try to find a balance. I had a meltdown in 2012, and I think I learned a lot from that. Since that period, I never had like a meltdown again, and never felt whatever, like, let's say, depressed again. So yeah, I'm just really grateful that I'm able to tour around the world. And for me, touring around the world, that gives me a lot of energy.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Zineb from the National Radio. So I just want to ask you about what do you think of Morocco, and do you have an idea about your fans here? And the second one is, are you thinking of introducing new rhythms in your music, like Oriental or African rhythms?
Well, the first question, I really love Morocco. It's definitely one of the most beautiful countries I ever visited. I've been here 4 years ago for the first time in Marrakesh. I had a couple of days off, so I actually could explore the market and the culture there. I have a lot of Moroccan friends in Holland, so yeah, they always tell me about the country. So I'm really happy to be here and discover their country. And about like different rhythms, I'm always open for, you know, different rhythms. I'm always on the lookout for try to combine like different genres, and yeah, who knows? Never say never, 100%.
Thank you.
Hi, Hardwell. 1, 2. Ik ben Sofian van Achterwelzig, and that's all I know in Dutch. So
Thank you.
So, your style of music has evolved in a crazy way for the last years. We have seen plenty of new DJs, and you're among the best nowadays. And we would like to know, with all the new producing systems, with all the new VSTs, how do you as a producer keep evolving and you're renewing your style continuously?
A lot of interesting things are going on right now. As you mentioned, a lot of new techniques are developing in the studio, evolving, like even old synths evolving more and more. The sounds are getting harder, warmer, louder. I think it's part of my job, you know. No matter in which business you are, you always need to keep up with your competitors, and not even competitors, but even for yourself, you know. It's really interesting for me to download new plugins, explore them, yeah, go on a journey, find new sounds, and that keeps it interesting. Like, I think if I look at my own records, there's no record that sounds exactly the same or using the same preset or the same drums. I always try to create something new, and I hate to be like in the studio and get caught up by one particular synth or one particular style. I always try to find new sounds, and it's hard though, because a lot of new VSTs and plugins get released every day. But I think it's about talking with your friend producers and what they're using, share a lot of studio time, and I think that's one of the best reasons why I have my own record label. Because I hate to say I have a record label, I always call it like a family. We're like friends that help each other talk about music, help each other with productions, and I think you really need that. That keeps you fresh.
Thank you all.
Hello, Laith Bazari Al Arabiya TV from Dubai. You are the second DJ coming for mawazine for the scene OLN after David Guetta or maybe other DJs. I don't remember. Sorry, the third one. Usually these artists, when they come to Morocco, they meet, there is a producer, international producer, Moroccan artist named Red One. Do you think it's time to do something with this? Do you have about him before or not?
Yeah, actually, I don't know for sure, but he lived in Holland for a while.
Yeah,
he lived in Eindhoven.
Yeah, maybe it's time to do something during mawazine with him, or doing something about not Moroccan music, maybe international music, as he is working on the scene, the international scene.
Oh, why not? I love to meet him, like 100%. I'm a big fan of his work. So.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. One last question.
From Media 24, I think my question will be a little bit embarrassing. If you have to choose between Danish and Dero, who is the most talented for you?
Oh, I think I have an answer for that question though. I think from a producer side, I think Dero is more talented in producing music, but I think Danik is a better live DJ.
Okay, thank you.